is EVS TECH. Welcome to watch our channel. In this video, we will take you to visit QJAR robot factory. You will see what does a top-level robot manufacturer in China look like, and how robot is built step by step. There are now more than 20 models of QJAR robots. At present, it is the manufacturer with the most abundant product series among China-made robots. The product payload ranges from 3 kg to 800 kg, covering almost all industrial robots' payload requirements, widely used in robotic welding, handling, spraying, polishing, and other fields. Application environment such as loading and unloading of machine tools, bad working conditions including heavy dust, poor air quality, toxic and labor-intensive environments. We can use robots to replace simple human labor. This saves time and efforts. Here is our robot demonstration display area. We show our different models of robots. This is Kuja's small desktop robot with 6 kg payload and 750 minimum arm span. The accuracy of this robot is also very high. Repeat positioning accuracy is 0.03 minimum. Therefore, the protection level of this type of robot is relatively high. You can see its entire appearance. You cannot see motor, and it's a fully enclosed structure. Its protection level reaches IP65, which far exceeds the protection level of other robots of the same type in the industry. This robot can work for a long time in oil, mist, and gas environment. The wiring of the entire circuit, including its gas path, directly enters the exits from here. The entire design is very concise, reflecting the technical content of our robots, multidisciplinary, cross-discipline. Maybe those who are familiar with QJAR robot will know that QJAR robot is doing very well in some welding fields. So let's take a look at the welding robot. This robot was developed by Kuja in 2014 and is the earliest arc welding robot model produced in China. The first feature is the hollow structure. It can be seen that there is a round hole here and the welding-related cables are protruding from it. When welding, this structure has no interference in 360 degrees and can achieve 360 degrees of flexible rotation. The second feature is that all cables are built-in. This robot fully realizes miniaturization, lightweight, high precision, and high speed. Robots can be divided into 3 categories. One is service robots, such as sweeping robots, and the second is special robots, such as those used in scientific research and military affairs, such as those used by China to log on to the moon. The third category is industrial robots, which are used in industrial production. Robotic arm robots use multiple axes to perform flexible actions. For example, the axe distribution of this robot is 6-axe, 5-axe, 4-axe, 3-axe, and 2-axe, 1-axe. This robot is the first robot made in China to pass the anti-explosion certification. It is used for painting, polishing, such as the spray painting of mailboxes, frames, motors, water pumps, and other fields, such as automobiles and motorcycles. It is used in a very wide range of fields. Its characteristic is that if there is a static electricity or sparks in the oil-based paint environment, it is easy to cause fire and explosion, and explosions may also occur in places with heavy dust. The characteristic of this robot is that there is air in its structure to form a positive pressure, so that static electricity, dust, and sparks will not appear in this robot. If this condition is not met, the robot stops automatically. This gives the factory a guarantee of safety. The core components of the robot are 3 major parts, including the motor, reducer, and controller. These 3 core components account for 70% of the cost of the robot. This is the controller of the robot, which is the brain of the robot. In different applications of the robot, different technical software packages are required, which are realized by the controller. This is a touch screen similar to the operation panel of a CNC panel or a mobile phone. Robots will compete with controllers in the future, and different functions will be developed here. Operation learning is also very convenient. If you have a little mechanical knowledge or have operated a CNC machine tool before, you can learn how to operate a robot in 1 or 2 hours. This is the source of the robot's output power, the motor, and the control accuracy is very high. Now we show you the application demonstrations of robots in different industries. This is a coffee machine used in the new retail industry, such as the retail of ice cream, coffee, juice can use this robot vending machine. You can buy coffee by scanning the code or use your card, and the robot will automatically make a cup of hot coffee for you. Now we can experience it. Scan the phone first, and now the robot starts to work. The material reshoot can be controlled. Now let's take a look at Kuja's star product welding robot. Here is an introduction to the welding of bicycle workstations. Bicycles, motorcycles, and battery car frames all use a lot of manual welding, and now a large number of robots are used instead of manual welding. This robot is equipped with an external axe. The robot itself has 6 axes. External axes can be added to 6-ax, 8-ax, and 9-ax, etc. The welding of this frame has very high requirements for the accuracy of the robot, and our robot has achieved fast and accurate stability here. These workpieces are very thin, and if the robot's accuracy is not good, it's easy to weld through. In addition, frame welding has high requirements for the appearance of welding, so here we are equipped with an ultra-low spatter welding machine, which has a continuous spot welding function and can weld with a good fish scale effect. This is continuous spot welding. After the robot is equipped with an external axe, it can weld to multiple positions of the workpiece through different postures. The robot can also be ceiling mounted to realize welding in different postures. You can see the effect of welding. Very beautiful fish scale pattern. Bicycle frames, motorcycle frames can use our robots. The welding seam is an irregular arc, and it has high requirements for the robot's calculation. Welding materials include carbon steel, stainless steel, aluminum, and titanium alloy, which requires high robot welding process technology. What you see now is the welding of the muffler of a motorcycle or car. It has a high precision requirements and high requirements on the width of the welding seam. If this robot is to cooperate with an external axe, it also needs a welding process software package for this application. Now in China, there are very few robots that can do this kind of welding. Kuja is a manufacturer that can master these core technologies. This is a steel structure welding workstation, which is applied to the field of construction machinery. The characteristic of construction machinery welding is that the workpiece is relatively large, and the tolerance of the same batch of workpieces is relatively large. According to this situation, this workstation is designed with robot loading and uploading to replace manual loading and unloading, and it is also equipped with laser tracking as eyes. There is also a walking axe which adds feet so that the robot can move greater distance. This type of workstation can save more than half of the factory's labor costs on average. The role of automation is different in different application cases. For welding of this type of construction machinery, many famous construction machinery manufacturers use our robots. For example, Zhenhua Heavy Industry, Sanyi Heavy Industry, Zhonglian Heavy Industry, etc. are using our robots in large quantities. This is used for testing application and can perform some special tests on humans, other plants, animals, etc. This is the robotic spraying application used in the sanitary ware, furniture, etc. There are 4 stations here, which can spray a variety of parts. The robot can also be inverted to adapt to different spraying needs. This is currently the robot with the largest load among the robots made in China. Its load is 800 kg. It can be widely used in brakes, tiles, lithium batteries, building materials, and other industries. It can be applied in very harsh environments such as high temperature, open air, and heavy dust. If people work in these environments for a long time, serious and irreversible occupational diseases will occur, which will cause great harm to people. Its arm span can reach 3 meters, and the range of motion is large. For example, when carrying standard hollow bricks, it can carry 300 pieces at a time. The efficiency is very high. If the factory invests in this kind of robot, the cost of the robot can be recovered in 1 year. This is a mass system here. It is a small digital factory, digital workshop. We can see that through this system, we can see the production output of the robot, energy consumption, product qualification rate, the operation status of the robot, etc. This is digital intelligent robot factory system can better manage the robot production quality and efficiency. The China Welding Association has set up a training base in QJAR Robot Factory. QJAR Robot is a training brand jointly designated by the Ministry of Education and the China Welding Association. In the recent competition, the top 7 participants all used QJAR robots. They are doing training here now. Let's take a look at it.
这款机器人一个很大的特点呢，就是它的操作非常简单。相比于过去的焊接方式呢，过去培养一个成熟的焊工需要大概3-5年甚至更长的时间。然后这款，现在我们用机器人来操作呢，就是非常简单。一个新入行的学员，培训3-5天的时间
，3-5天
对就能掌握基本的操作。如果使用1年时间，就能达到一个精通的水平。
方便问一下，您已经学了多久吗？
我已经学了1年。
那就可以直接这样上岗吗？
对。
1年就可以直接上岗。那在这儿培训了多久
？3-5天。
3-5天啊？
对。
那想问一下，你以前学了多久？
我以前是我入行已经有10年的时间了。在我刚入行的时候，我们
是用这种这么方便的
对，我们还是以手工焊为主。手工焊呢，要培养3到5年甚至更长的时间才能出师。
2个操作起来的感觉肯定是完全不同的。
对，我们也是看中了这个机器人焊接的这个优势，还有以后的发展，然后转行来做这个。
谢谢你们。
QJAR has the ability to offer lifelong service support, and it has the existing big 5,000 units per year production capacity factory with more than $19 million investment. And QJAR's another newly larger 20,000 units per year production capacity factory is under construction. With $83 million investment, ASD Group invested $188 million to build an intelligent factory with 500 QJAR robots with a lot of robotic applications put into real productions. And with a big research and development team, QJAR Robot is able to solve problems soon with more than 200 technical engineers and more than 50 research and development engineers, total workers more than 300. The complete robot is totally developed by QJAR itself, including controller, mechanical structure, etc. When need to solve certain problems, QJAR Robot can have fast feedback. But for some normal other robotic company, they cannot have such fast feedback, especially when it comes to the problem on controller. They are unable to have fast feedback on this part for certain issues. How is the robot produced? QJAR Robot is with the top strict way of production management. The entire production is on the assembly line, and each worker only needs to be responsible for 1 or 2 working steps, so they will be highly efficient and almost not possible to make mistake. The whole process is standardized. Every robot has an identity file of its own. This file has been with the robot since it started production. On this file, there is detailed information of this robot and detailed production steps list table. Each step has a specific standard. After one step completed, the worker who is responsible for this step should sign their name on it, and there is second checking by other workers for this step. Every steps are done by certain standards and gone through checking by other people. In this way, the product quality will be good and stable. The small arm was assembled here, then assemble the big arm on the assembly line. Here, the electrical cabinet is assembled here. Then complete robot will be assembled here and do the strict long time test running. This is the casting room for the robot. Most of the robot manufacturers, they don't have the machining equipment by themselves. They will like to outsource these castings. These castings are not managed by themselves. And also to meet cheap cost, a lot of castings are without strict process management. And the CNC machines to do the castings are not so good quality, because most of the machining factories can't afford to purchase high-level expensive CNC machine. These will greatly affect the accuracy, hardness, and material stability of the castings, and then influence the robot's stability and accuracy performance. Let's see how the top-level QJAR robot does this. QJAR purchased very expensive CNC machines to do the castings. Even one CNC machine will cost more than 1.5 million US dollars, because other machining factories cannot meet our high precision quality standards of QJAR. That's part of the reason why QJAR's welding robot is the top one in China, because welding robot needs high accuracy. All the castings needs to do 3 coordinate detection here. Make sure casting quality is under standard. If the casting is not qualified through testing, it will be removed. Normal robot company in China does not have this testing machine. This is the equipment for sand and dust test for certain robot, and those equipments are for electromagnetic test, vibration test, etc. This is a special calibration testing machine. The robots that can be calibrated in this way have very high accuracy. Most other China robot factories don't have this calibration equipment. This calibration equipment worth about 500,000 US dollars. This is the experiment area. New product functions and sample weldings are done here. This is the tour in QJAR factory. Hope you like it. See you in other videos. We EVS offer industrial robots and other robotic automation related devices, services. We build up a convenient and reliable one-stop purchasing platform for industrial robotic automation related equipment. If you are interested in using QJAR robot, contact us quickly. We are looking for service center distributors globally. If you are a final user factory customer, welcome to contact us for robotic automation support. Our principle: offer reliable automation products, services, and bring value to clients. This channel is mainly sharing knowledge and stories on robotic automation. If you like our video, please press like, subscribe, share, and turn on the little bell.